and welcome to Nourish Senior Life. My name is Erica, owner of Comfort Keepers Barrie, and we are here today at Amica Senior Living to talk about National Arthritis Month. A huge thank you to Eve Laws from Zehrs Canada for being here with us today. Amica will also be our guest speaker today, talking about physical activity that goes along with nutritious meals and arthritis. And a huge thank you to Al Chambers, the General Manager of Comfort Keepers, for putting on a delicious dish today.
So at Amica, what we do is we provide each of the residents with a personalized wellness plan. So when someone is moving into Amica, we do a thorough discovery with our Director of Wellness. And our Director of Wellness helps put a care plan together. If someone has a challenge with arthritis or mobility, we do so many things in our community to support individuals. So we have a heated pool that's used to help people with mobility, and that could be people with arthritis. It's easier on their joints, and it helps with strength building in a very nice supported warm water environment. We also have outside support where we'll have physiotherapists and massage therapists come into Amica and help those with more wellness that maybe we don't provide. We also have in our community 24-hour wellness support. We have personal support care team, and we also have a nurse in the building 24 hours a day. So if someone wasn't feeling well or needed more support, they can always just have a nurse on call whenever they need that help. We have a medical director, Dr. Bushi. He is one of the doctors at Royal Victoria Hospital. We're very fortunate to have an in-house doctor that is our medical director from the Royal Victoria Hospital. So that just helps with a quicker response to any care and concerns. We have him on call 24/7, and he has a great relationship with our nursing team. Here at Amica, we offer support for all residents, mind, body, and soul. So we'd like to thank Comfort Keepers and Eve Laws from Zehrs for coming to Amica today to share some healthy recipes to help with our initiative of supporting our residents.
Today we are going to do a chili on brown rice with a little bit of sour cream dollop and cheese on it. And we're doing legumes because they're a really great anti-inflammatory, and they're also very high in protein. So we're actually going to do a vegetarian dish this time, which is different for us. We usually don't do that. So anything that takes the longest, we're going to chop up and put in the pan and just soften it up a little bit. And then we're going to add all the beans and everything, and it'll cook really fast. Okay, so we're going to go with the celery first. I think here, the garbage can. I hooked a mushroom. So just chop that up fairly fine so it's nice and easy to eat. And I'm just going to use 2 stalks of celery. And I really love doing chilies, but I always pretty much try and do a different chili every time that I make it, because it's something that you can do and it doesn't really need to be a standard recipe. So we're going to do some different beans in this chili this time. Okay, a little bit of olive oil in the pan. And then we're going to do some yellow pepper, just to add some vibrant color to it. And I'm going to do about a half a pepper in this. And this, again, I like to put lots of different vegetables in my chili. And then we're going to fry the vegetables up to really bring the flavor out in the beginning here. And put a little bit of garlic in it, of course, because that's another really great anti-inflammatory. And pretty much everything that's in here is good anti-inflammatory. And since we're doing this for arthritis, that's definitely the way we want the dish to be. And garlic. Always garlic brings lots of good flavor. And again, it's great for you. I try and put it in almost everything that I eat. There we go. Nice big clove of garlic. And that'll add to the flavor when it's in the pan, when we get that all cooking. And I do like doing chilies anyway, but it's a very cost-effective way to do a meal. So a can of beans is only about $1.60, and then it has lots of great health benefits to it. It's something that can easily be substituted for meat when it comes to protein and things like that. Okay. That's definitely heating. All right. Garlic in, and then you should have the nice smell of that garlic right off the bat. And then, of course, we're going to go in with the celery second because we want to soften it up, and we're going to do this meal nice and quick. And that's definitely good and hot. I do like to try and leave a little bit of a crunch with the vegetables, but not so much that it's, you know. And we're going to do a couple of shallots in there and get that frying to bring the flavor out of the onions too. So that's definitely frying. We'll just chop the onions up a little bit. And I like shallots. I think for onions, they really have the best flavor. Oh, I missed the pan there. Unfortunately, with onions, they always make me cry when I cook them. Let's get rid of that. All right. Gonna put just a touch more olive oil in there. As you can see, my eyes are watering here. Can't handle the onions. All right. And our rice water's boiling. So we're doing this on brown rice. I'm gonna put the rice in now and just add a little bit of olive oil to that. So 2 cups of water in the pot. Bring it to a bit of a boil, and then I'm just going to add a cup of 1 cup. Where's my cup? 1 cup of brown rice. There we go. Just stir that in there. And then I add just a touch of olive oil to it. I find at the end when you stir it, it kind of keeps it from getting really sticky. Okay, let's put some peppers in here. Get the color going. And we're gonna chop up a little bit of mushrooms and throw them in there too. And a little bit of mushroom. Mushrooms shrink quite a bit, so I don't worry too much about how nice they're cut. Mushrooms are great, and this is a good cost-effective meal all around. Everything here is pretty cheap except for celery, of course. I don't know if everyone knows, but celery is quite expensive these days. Okay, we're gonna throw in the mushrooms and then we're gonna add all the other stuff to it. One quick fry up. Get a nice light fry on that. A little bit of olive oil. Get the mushrooms cooking. And I love cooking with olive oil. I think it's really the best for you. I try to stay away from canola oils and stuff like that when I'm cooking in pretty much anything I cook. Okay, and then we got a whole assortment of different beans here. I'm gonna do chili a little bit differently. We're gonna put some white beans in it, which are also kidney beans, some regular kidney beans, which you'll find in any chili. I'm gonna put black beans in it, and then a little bit of corn. So we're gonna go with the more liquidy stuff first, just to really get it cooking there. There's the tomato sauce in. This thing really wants to be hot today. Wow. And then we're doing vegetarian today, so I'm actually using vegetarian brown beans. So no pork in this one, but I think the flavor will still be just as good. That's in there. Stir it up. And then because all of this stuff is pretty much pre-cooked, when it comes to beans, it's as much as just getting it hot and it's pretty much all done. Okay. Bring that to a simmer, and really with it not having any meat or anything in it, at this point it can really just simmer for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then it should be good to go. And let's put the chili sauce in. I'm not going to use the whole package here because we're trying to get our flavors out of other stuff. I made a mess with that chili sauce.
Here's a little sampler for you.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Enjoy.
Okay, it looks good. Wow, it looks yummy.
And how do you like it? It's good, is it? Great.
It is very nice.
Is it?
Excellent.
Yeah. Sue, what do you think? Yeah, you like it?
Oh my God.
Good.
The first time I eat it without meat, that is perfect.
First time without meat. Yeah, this is my first time making it without meat.
Yeah.
So I was really hoping it would turn out pretty good.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, yeah. And how did you like it, darling?
Wonderful.
It's okay, yeah? Good.
Cheese melts right in there.
Yeah. You can stir it right up. Yeah.
So many flavors.
Is it too many flavors or is it okay? No.
Okay.
It's okay? Good.
He made lots.
thanks Al for the amazing vegetarian chili. So I thought to kind of go along with, anti-inflammatory foods, I'm actually going to make roasted asparagus. So my name's Eve, I'm a registered dietitian, and a lot of people are looking for anti-inflammatory foods. And so I thought, what not better than local asparagus, right? Asparagus is one of my favorite vegetables, so I love it roasted. I probably have it at least 2 to 3 times a week. So when you're picking asparagus, you want ones that are bright green, and then has a bright green stem and firm as possible. And then you always want to take off the woody ends because they're not as good to eat. But I love asparagus because there's so many phytonutrients in it, so it's actually considered an anti-inflammatory food. And when you're trying to prevent arthritis or help arthritis, you want to follow like a Mediterranean style diet, and that's full of vegetables. So once you have your lovely asparagus, as I said, roasted is my favorite way to do it because it really brings out the natural flavor. So take my asparagus, put it on your baking sheet, and then you just put depends how much you want, but about a teaspoon of olive oil, a little pepper, and a little garlic, and that's it. It's super simple, not that much prep work involved, which is perfect because I like anything that's super simple for an easy meal, but also nutritious. All right, so you wanna just make sure the olive oil is all over the vegetable. And having healthy fats in your diet helps you absorb all the nutrients, right? So this has a lot of vitamin K, vitamin C, so that will help absorb. So you want to have your oven preheated at 400, and then you put it in for about 10 minutes until it's nice and ready to go. All right, so I have one already ready with the magic of television. So I'll pull that out. So you can see here, this is about 10 minutes, and it's got maybe it's a little overdone, but not too much. You want that bright green color. All right, so I'll get that out, and we'll put this one in. It smells good. You can smell the fresh garlic. All right. So again, 400 for 10 minutes. Depends on the size. Sometimes you have to do a little more, a little bit less, but I find 10 minutes is a good amount of time. Okay, so to make this really healthy and to go with Arthritis Month, I thought I'd make an anti-inflammatory dressing. And we're gonna use actually turmeric. So turmeric has so many health benefits. The active ingredient curcumin is really good to prevent inflammation in our body, so it's really good for arthritis. So what you do is you take half a teaspoon of lovely organic turmeric, and I like to do mason jar dressings just because mason jars are so trendy, and it's something that you can throw in your fridge afterwards. So we add a teaspoon, or half a teaspoon, sorry, of turmeric. Now you definitely don't want to get that on your clothes because it stains. But I find foods with color, that's where you get nutrients, right? So we actually want to see that dark pigmentation in our food because that's where we're going to get a lot of our nutrients, right? So it's super important. So in our mason jar, we add the turmeric, then some lovely lemon juice, right? Lemon juice is so good to add flavor, and everyone always puts lemon juice with asparagus, right? It's so good. So what we're just gonna add is about 2 tablespoons, okay? So it's about 2 tablespoons of lovely fresh lemon juice. Then we're gonna add 1 clove of freshly chopped garlic, so a little more garlic. We're all friends here, so it's okay. You gotta get the raw garlic in. That's where you get flavor, right? And then about 2 teaspoons of fresh ginger. So ginger is really good for digestion. I always try to add ginger into food just to add a little bit more flavor, but also there's health benefits in it, right? And then to make this dressing a little different and a little more nutty, we're actually adding tahini. So tahini is ground sesame, and it's got lots of great health properties, a lot of healthy fats, right? So the Mediterranean diet, which is really good to prevent arthritis, they do have a lot of healthy fats, and so this is a great example. So we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of lovely tahini. And then we're gonna add 4 tablespoons of olive oil, again, part of the Mediterranean diet. And I just eyeball it with dressing. It doesn't need to be perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. Since the tahini is a little thick, I will just give it a little whisk, and then I will actually just shake it in my mason jar. Whoops, so it's super easy. Making a bit of a mess here, but that's okay. And you can see it has kind of that bright color, and that's from the lovely turmeric. So good. Making a mess here a bit, but that's okay. And then it's fun. And with this dressing too, not only can you put it on your roast vegetables, but you can put it on your salad, you can put it on fish, chicken, whatever you want. And it's a good way to actually get a lot of these health benefits in your food, right? Adding it to your dressing, right? So you just put it in a like handy dandy mason jar and just shake it up. And then you can store this in your fridge for about a week. So it's very versatile. All right. Does that look pretty? All right, and then always when you make dressing, see it's nice and creamy now, which is awesome. You always want to taste your dressing before you serve it, right? Because you want to make sure it's a balance of sweetness and acidity. This has no sugar in it, so it's going to be more of an acidic dressing, but it's nice. It's definitely got a punch, but it will go really good with the asparagus. It is very lemony, but gotta say I'm a lemon fan, and it definitely goes good with roast vegetables. So we're just gonna plate this up. This would be so nice for if you're, hosting. You could just put asparagus on your baking sheet like so. Make it look so pretty. A little garnish, and then we're just gonna drizzle the dressing over it. Probably just use a fork to kind of get a nice drizzle. Make it look so pretty. This is all the fancy chefs, they do this. Makes me feel fancy. There you go. It looks pretty. And that's how you revamp asparagus, right? A lot of times we boil it, but it actually tastes better roasted, in my opinion. Yeah. So, who wants to try it? All right. Oh, it's a little overdone, but not too bad.
Wow.
Yeah, just careful not to get it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I wonder if, hopefully they don't need knives. Fresh local asparagus.
Lemony.
It's asparagus with a lemon dressing. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's so good.
How do you like the asparagus?
So yummy.
Yeah?
This is the first time I'm eating like this.
Yeah? Have you ever had it roasted?
Asparagus over here, mushy.
Yeah, you don't want it too mushy. Maybe it's a little overdone today, but it definitely, when it's roast, you don't find it overdone? Okay, good, perfect. Oh, it's perfect? Yay, awesome. We got one of these, an A-OK over here.
Nice and garlicky
Cook something for
and
me anytime.
I can? Perfect. And it's all healthy, right? Like vegetables actually have so much flavor to them, right? And people think dressing's always unhealthy, but you can make dressing super healthy, right? Because we added things like the turmeric and the ginger that all have so many health benefits, but it also adds flavor to your dish, right?
Yeah.
Because I find like turmeric by itself, it's not the tastiest thing, but mixed in things, it's actually really good. So it's definitely something. Would you make it at home? Make it here? Yeah, true.
I find it delicious.
Good.
In